Pupils shouldn't be unfairly singled out because of their afro hair. The equalities watchdog is saying that school policies banning things like braids and cornrows are probably illegal, according to a report by the Equality and Human Rights Commission. It's now issued guidance to make sure students aren't discriminated against. Dashiani Navanagam is live from a hair salon in North London for us tonight and can tell us a little bit about the reaction she's been getting there. Hello, good evening.
Hi Dan. Yes, as you can see, I'm at this very busy hair salon here in Tottenham. It's been absolutely heaving all day with parents and kids coming in to get their hair done. It's the middle of half term, so you can just imagine how busy it is. Now, this is a hair salon with a very specific focus on people with afro-textured hair. And of course, today we heard the guidance from the watchdog, which says that schools which prevent children coming in with their natural hair or with protective hairstyles like cornrows and braids are most likely acting unlawfully. And that's because of stories like Ruby Williams. Now, just 2 years ago, she was repeatedly sent home from school for wearing her natural hair. Now, she and her family took legal action against her school and she received an out-of-court settlement for £8,500. Well, earlier on, I spoke to her to find out her reaction to today's guidance.
I definitely think that the guidance that's been published by the EHRC is very necessary, and it's kind of been a long time coming. If you have policies that allow teachers to be able to then make their own decisions about what's acceptable, that was one of the problems with the policy in my school, was that because they used the word reasonable, the question was then, what is reasonable? What is a reasonable size and length?
Well, I've been here for the last few hours trying to gauge the reaction of parents and their kids to today's news. I started off by speaking to one 15-year-old girl who told me why it was so important to her that she was able to wear the hair that she feels comfortable with.
It's important to be able to wear my natural hair and culturally appropriate hair because it just makes me feel like there's no pressure on me and I can just be free and have what I want.
I think it's ridiculous that we actually have to have this guidance. Schools should be focused on retention and reducing teachers' workload.
Because my mother was having a difficult time, she couldn't always keep on top of my hair. So people would be like, oh, she's the girl with the messy hair, or people would just come up and touch my hair because it's different, and there was kind of that lack of respect for just because it looks different doesn't mean you're allowed access to it.
Well, joining me now is Lamaya Shareh, who is the founder of the all-party parliamentary group on race in education. And you've been key in drafting today's guidance. This must be a watershed moment for you.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is. When we launched the campaign in October 2021, we specifically asked the Commission to implement new strengthened guidance to eradicate Afro-hair discrimination in schools. I myself have been involved in drafting this guidance as well, and we're really pleased that it's now being published, but this is just the first step. There's definitely a long way to go in terms of also ending Afro-hair discrimination for Black adults in the workplace as well.
And what would you like schools to do next?
I think it's really important that they not only review their guidance and their uniform policies in line with this new guidance being published today, but it's also important to think about teacher training.
Well, look, there'll be lots of children, young people listening. What's the one key message you want them to take away?
It's so important to celebrate your identity, celebrate your appearance. It's not something that you should ever be punished for. It's something that you should embrace and celebrate.
Well, we've heard some of the reaction from young people here today, but as others have told us, until schools take a more proactive approach in making sure that all children feel included, regardless of their natural hair, this just isn't an issue that's going to go away.